الله أكبر الله أكبر الله أكبر الله أكبر أشهد أن لا إله إلا الله أشهد أن لا إله إلا الله أشهد أن محمدا رسول الله أشهد أن محمدا رسول الله حي على الصلاة حي على الصلاة حي على الفلاح حي على الفلاح الله أكبر الله أكبر لا إله إلا الله.
الحمد لله نحمده ونستعينه ونستغفره. نعوذ بالله من شرور أنفسنا ومن سيئات أعمالنا. من يهد الله فلا مضل له ومن يضلل فلن تجد له وليا مرشدا. وأشهد أن لا إله إلا الله وحده لا شريك له وأشهد أن سيدنا محمدا عبده ورسوله صلى الله تعالى عليه وعلى آله وصحبه وبارك وسلم تسليما كثيرا. اللهم صل وسلم على سيدنا محمد في الأولين وصل وسلم على سيدنا محمد في الآخرين وصل وسلم على سيدنا محمد في كل وقت وحين وصل وسلم على سيدنا محمد حتى ترث الأرض ومن عليها وأنت خير الوارثين. أما بعد فأوصيكم وإياي بتقوى الله تعالى. يا أيها الذين آمنوا اتقوا الله حق تقاته ولا تموتن إلا وأنتم مسلمون. يا أيها الذين آمنوا اتقوا الله ولتنظر نفس ما قدمت لغد واتقوا الله إن الله خبير بما تعملون. واتقوا الله ويعلمكم الله والله بكل شيء عليم. Praise Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala, and we ask Him for guidance, for allowing us to stay steadfast on the path. May Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala give us istiqamah, give us wisdom, give us knowledge, give us the courage to be able to walk the path that brings us to you, to Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala. I wanted to touch base a little bit on Surah Al-Kahf. Hopefully that I could do it in a series. But today I just want to start with the opening of Surah Kahf. Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala has blessed us with the Quran. Quran is a book that Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala has made this the book of guidance. It's a manual for how we function in this world. Just like you go, you buy a machinery, you buy a car, you buy even a small little thing. Nowadays, for every small little thing, even if it's $1, it comes with a manual how to use it, what to do, what not to do. Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala created us as human beings. It made us the best of creation. With that, Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala gave the manual and gave the teacher as well to teach us and to give us the understanding of that manual, which is the Prophet sallallahu alaihi wasallam. And so the Quran is a book that also is a universal book, and it's timeless. It is applicable at all times. It's applicable 1400 years ago, it's applicable today. It fits in and it gives guidance 1400 years ago and as well as for today. It is not something, any portion of the Quran or any small word in the Quran that you would say that, nowadays it just doesn't fit for our time. Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala is timeless. هو الأول والآخر. He is the beginning of everything, because he has no beginning, because beginning needs time. There's no end, because end there's also a time to it, or there's a place for it. Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala is endless. He's free of time, he's free of place, and so is his speech. Just like Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala has no time, Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala's speech and the meaning of the Quran is also timeless. It is applicable, it's understandable, it's very easy. وَلَقَدْ يَسَّرْنَا الْقُرْآنَ لِلذِّكْرِ. Just like the words are so easy, and Al-Qur'an la yakhlaq, it never gets old, because it's eternal. It's from the eternal. And therefore, 1400 years ago, the people, the way how they enjoyed reading the Quran, even today, in every Ramadan and outside of Ramadan, we listen to the Quran, read the Quran, and enjoy it the same way. The meanings of the Quran itself as well has that effect. And it's timeless. And therefore, when Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala talks about the people of the cave, starting with Surah Al-Kahf, Allah talks about even the previous nations. Alhamdulillah alladhi anzala ala abdil kitaba wa lam yaj'al lahu iwaja. It's flawless. You cannot say, oh, this ayah or this verse or this word contradicts to reality. If anything contradicts, it will be what is happening. Like today, most people say, well, the Quran is conflicting with the way how we live. So there's a flaw in society. There's a flaw in the system that we are in. There's no flaw. It's flawless. You cannot point out to any portion of the Quran, any part of the Quran. قَيِّمًا لِيُنذِرَ بَأْسًا شَدِيدًا مِنْهُ وَيُبَشِّرَ الْمُؤْمِنِينَ. It warns and it gives glad tidings. أَنَّ لَهُمْ أَجْرًا مَاكِثِينَ وَيُنذِرَ الَّذِينَ قَالُوا اتَّخَذَ اللَّهُ وَلَدًا. And it talks about the previous nations, the Christians in particular, those who associate with God. And then it goes on to the story of the people of the past. And in this story of the people of the cave, there is a lot for us to learn, especially for the youngsters. As adults, as parents, there's a lot for us to learn as well. But in particular, this story is for the youth, is for the youngsters, for the young adults, or the emerging adults, right? Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala says, al-fitya, those young men, that they were trying to preserve their religion, their faith, right? So, therefore, this surah is so important that according to Ali radiallahu anhu, he says that when this surah was revealed, 70 angels came down with it, right? And he says that whoever reads it, this is his quote, his saying, whoever reads it for 8 days, meaning 7 days a week and 1 day extra, Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala will protect him from all the fitan. So we say that we are living in very difficult times, in hard times, very close to the end of times, close to the coming of the Dajjal, right? The biggest fitan of all times. This surah is going to be a protection for that. And the Prophet ﷺ said that Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala will bring out nur, light, whoever reads Surah Al-Kahf, until it goes all the way to the heavens, from his toes to the heavens. And therefore, this surah is very important for us to read. This is just the effect of reading it. Surah Al-Kahf every Friday. But there's a lot of lessons that we can take from this surah. So it starts off with this the story of the people of the cave. So just a few points in this short few minutes, inshallah. One of the lessons is that for our young adults, this is for the young adults, those who are not married, those who are still in college or getting into the professional life, or in high school, perhaps maybe going to college next year. The first thing that Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala talks about them being in a group, and they stuck with one another. They stayed with one another. They communicated very well with one another. So the jama'ah, when you are connected with good people, or your circle is righteous people, you would also be more likely to stay on the right path than someone who thinks that they are very strong and their faith is very strong and they can do everything on their own and not have any Muslim friends, right? So one of the lessons is that you have to, the Prophet ﷺ said that Al-mar'u ala dini khalilih falyanzur ahadukum man yukhalil. A person should look and see who is their intimate friends, close circle. Regular friends, people you see at school, at work, etc., neighbors, that relationship is different. But to have intimate friends, that where you share your thoughts, you share your feelings. Sometimes you're going in an emotional situation, you share that. You're going into any other situation, you share that. Khalil, someone who's very close, very intimate friend. Make sure that you have a righteous person who you cling on to, who you share your thoughts, who when you are in a low situation you can rely on and go to. Have those people around you. Have those people in your circle, in your close circle. And that will protect. And that's how the people, the Ashab al-Kahf, they were protected. And it went to the extent that they said that, well, it's going to cause us to get into this fitna of costing our faith, right? And that's what they said. If they come to us, they're going to make us go back to their religion, and we can't do that. So they even had to move. They had to go to a different place, hide. Now, they would say, where is this applicable in these days? Hijrah, right? To migrate to another place, to a Muslim country or a Muslim, community. There are practical ways to do that even here. Number one is to stay connected to your local masjid. And mashallah, we have a few brothers here who are building a new masjid. Inshallah, they will say a few words right after the salah. Stay around for a little bit. Connecting your child. You as a young adult, connecting yourself to the masjid. Come just for the salah. Just to come and pray. You don't have to come because my friend is coming. Or so-and-so is going to be there. Or I'm going to see so-and-so. Or I'm not going to go because I will see so-and-so. I don't want to go see his uncles coming asking about, what's going on. Why not getting married yet? Right? And those kind of tough questions. Go because that's your salvation. The masjid is like water for the fishes in the ocean. Right? The believer clings onto the masjid. And that's why the person who will be under the shade of the arsh, one is the young man, Shabun nasha'a fi ibadatillah. The young man who, although he had all of the desires pumping in his mind and heart, he was still on the right path and worshiped Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala. And رَجُلٌ قَلْبُهُ مُعَلَّقٌ بِالْمَسَاجِدِ, the one whose heart was connected to them. So that hijrah is there. You keep making that hijrah for every salah. At least once a day. At least once a day. For Isha, for Fajr, for whatever works for you. And number two, the hijrah, the inward hijrah. Right? Hijrah is that you migrate from the disobedience of Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala to obeying Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala. Al-muhajiru man hajara ma nahallahu anhu. Amma nahallahu anhu. To migrate, to immigrate. Be an immigrant from where? To migrate from where? From sinful life to life of obedience. From disobeying Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala to obeying Allah, to worshipping Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala. So there's an inward meaning to that, going towards the places where Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala is worshipped, connecting that. And for parents, that's very important to keep your kids connected to the masjid, connected to good friends, Muslim friends in particular. It's very difficult times that we're living in. Our kids can be anywhere and be with anyone, anywhere, right? So we have to keep an eye. We have to keep teaching them. We have to give them those lessons. We have to teach them. Set some rules at home. Set some rules for life. Set some rules for as growing up as an adult. What do you expect as a parent? Right? Talking to them, nourishing them, sowing that seed in their heart from a very early age, and not wait until things go south and underwater, right? Water above head, and now saying, oh, Imam Sahib, what should we do now? It's too late. Hope not too late. But in the reality, it's almost too late. So the work starts way before that. Make sure that they are connected. And the third thing that is very, very important, I think in our homes we should have timings where we worship Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala. Right? The hadith, لا تجعلوا بيوتكم مقابر. Don't make your homes a graveyard. One meaning, apparent meaning is that do not make a graveyard your home where you. But also the main meaning is that do not make your house like a graveyard where people don't worship Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala in their graves. Their time is over. Even if they want to, they will not be rewarded for that. But if your home is like that and you're not worshiping, you're not saying Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala, you're not making dhikr, remembrance of Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala out loud, right? They don't feel anything wrong about having, songs and music blasting even in their backyard, and we cannot say the adhan in our home out loud. We don't say Surah Fatiha out loud. We don't say Quran out loud. Talks of knowledge, right? That's very, very important to have something at home. So there's a continuous effort, and it doesn't happen overnight. It doesn't happen for 1 month, or now it's getting a little late, so let's start working on it now and do it for like a month and say, oh, nothing is working. It takes a long time for the kids to build that in their heart. And inshallah, wherever they go, they'll be strong in their faith. So we ask Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala to protect our kids, make them strong in their faith. May Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala protect us and make us a coolness to our eyes of our parents. أقول قولي هذا وأستغفر. الحمد لله الذي هدانا لهذا وما كنا لنهتدي لولا أن هدانا الله وأشهد أن لا إله إلا الله وحده لا شريك له وأشهد أن سيدنا محمدا عبده ورسوله أما بعد فأعوذ بالله من الشيطان الرجيم يا أيها الذين آمنوا إذا نودي للصلاة من يوم الجمعة فاسعوا إلى ذكر الله وذروا البيع ذلكم خير لكم إن كنتم تعلمون. The last thing is continuously making dua. Dua is an act of worship. Dua is an act of worship. It's asking Allah and showing your humbleness and your brokenness to Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala. Allah loves that. And that's why آتنا من لدنك رحمة وهيئ لنا من أمرنا رشدا. They did what they had to do, but at the same time they kept on asking Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala for guidance. They're asking Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala for mercy, and asking Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala to show them the path. آتنا من لدنك رحمة هيئ لنا من أمرنا رشدا. Make our affairs straight. So asking Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala for us, for ourselves, and as parents for our children. ربنا هب لنا من أزواجنا وذرياتنا قرة أعين واجعلنا للمتقين إماما إن الله وملائكته يصلون على النبي يا أيها الذين آمنوا صلوا عليه وسلموا تسليما اللهم صل وسلم وبارك على سيدنا محمد وعلى آل سيدنا محمد كما صليت على إبراهيم وعلى آل إبراهيم وارض اللهم عن الخلفاء الأربعة أبي بكر وعمر وعثمان وعلي وعن سائر الصحابة ومن تبعهم بإحسان إلى يوم الدين اللهم فرج هم المهمومين ونفس كرب المكروبين واقض الدين عن المدينين اللهم اشف مرضانا اللهم اشف مرضانا اللهم اشف مرضانا وعاف مبتلانا. Brother Naseem from our community, his mother-in-law passed away. We ask Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala to shower His mercy upon her soul. We ask Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala to grant her Jannat al-Firdaus. And all those who passed on to the next world, we ask Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala to forgive them, excuse their shortcomings, and may Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala grant them Jannat al-Firdaus. Give shifa to all those who are sick in our community. إن الله يأمر بالعدل والإحسان وإيتاء ذي القربى وينهى عن الفحشاء والمنكر والبغي يعظكم لعلكم تذكرون.